Well, hello everybody, and welcome to No Man's Sky. This is ElanPaul with your 2025, and actually it's 2026 now, Voyagers playthrough. I want to thank you all for watching this whole story mode that we've done since, gosh, how long has it been? I think since August or so. And we've been keeping this whole playthrough going. We do have a few more things to do. We have the Atlas mission line to get taken care of. That is right here. We've already got it selected and ready to go. So we're going to get that started. And let's see what else happens, because some other things might be happening along the way, and maybe we'll have to interrupt it. All right, enough sitting around in my caboose there. Let's go ahead and get going. Alright, let's see. I think my ship is over here. There we go. I know I said I was going to switch back and forth between this and the Corvette, but I have this one upgraded so far, it's hard to do anything with the Corvette because the Corvette needs a lot more work. We will do probably what I call, oh, sorry for the graphic glitches there, an epilogue episode in regards to Corvette building, so I'll be doing that. I'll be doing, at the same time, probably in another episode, I'll be showing off my new base and any of the improvements I make to that, as well as the freighter at the same time. So we're going to go ahead and just proceed from here. Now what I'm going to do, the Atlas storyline isn't really doing anything right now, correct? But let me see what happens when I go into the hyperspace menu. Nothing's happening right now. Okay, good. Now I've got these weird icons. What is this? There's a lot of strange icons. You guys notice that? It's like triple dot icons. I wonder what that is. I've never seen that before. Let's head over here. I'm curious of what it is. Really weird, isn't it? Is that telling me that there's a battle going on in that system? Well, isn't that interesting? I've never seen that before. That's new. All right. I don't need another freighter, but man, we can use the money. Use some upgrades. Now, you can get upgrades from these guys. I think we have to take out the engines. And I don't know if it's the shields or the weapons. I think it's the weapons we have to take out, if I remember correctly. So I'm going to start with the weapons. Oh, gotta get through the shields. It's 2. There's the third one. 3. 4. Whoops. Okay, that's a solid piece. 5. Should be a couple. One more, I think, yeah. Board and negotiate terms. It is done. Let's see what we get out of it. Okay, got credits. A couple nanites. Standing increase with the Korvax quite a bit. And that was it, okay. But if we destroy it, so I don't know if we can just destroy it. I think we have to take the shields out to do it. Yep, can't destroy it unless we take the shields out. How interesting. So let's go ahead and take out the shields. Slow down, slow down. Okay. So each one of these takes out a shield, and you wait for the little red pod to pop up. It used to be a little floating device that used to come up. They changed them a little bit. It's almost like a core has appeared. Okay, that should be it. I think. Let me check. I know. It looks like that, doesn't it? But I'm going to leave it alone. Go to the other trench on the other side. Pardon me. Valley on the other side. So you can't destroy the ship unless you take out the shields. Yay, shields destroyed. Except for this last piece right here. There we go. That should do it. So let's get a little ways away and turn around. Oh, those zeros are turning into numbers now, you notice. Okay, it's back away. There it goes. I don't think we get anything else from it. I think next time I fight one, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to take out the shields first rather than the engines. And try to destroy the ship before they can escape. I'm very curious as to whether I can do that. Anyway, so that's interesting. We've done it. But we've got nothing else. Very, very odd. Let's go ahead and go back into the hyperspace screen. And let's see if the same thing happens when I come over here. So we may have discovered something. I don't know what, but we'll find out. This is my ElanPaul home system. Let me see what happens. So we're coming back to the same system we left. Will there be a fight? No. Alright, so that has nothing to do with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little something. I'm going to go ahead and pulse. He just wants to trade or make me fix something on his ship. Check. Yeah, he won't really have anything I need, buddy. Sorry. I want to pulse for just about a little bit here. Now, see the red portion space signal? We're finding a broken freighter. Oh, wait till the time goes past. Let's see what else we find. Sometimes if you pulse for long periods of time, something happens. That's what I'm looking for. I want to see if any missions pop up. From here, we're going to just go straight into hyperspace, too. Alright, return to the Atlas interface. Okay, so we have to just go to an Atlas location, so I think that's what we're going to have to do here. Okay, nothing happening. Long pulse, nothing happened. Let's get that to 50% on the fuel remaining. Okay, deep space object. Okay, so we have another freighter with items that we could take from it, but that'll just invite some pirates in, and I'm not in the mood for them. Okay, then let's go. Okay, so we need to find an Atlas interface. We pull back a little bit and you look around. You should see... There's one right over there. So we're going to go here, pick it up, and see what's going on. So we haven't gotten our purple systems yet, and I think that requires... I think we're required to get through the Atlas storyline first. Okay. And into the Atlas interface we go. Or the Atlas station, okay? And here we go. So that icon with the 3 bullets on it is what I look at. I'm not even sure what that represents. That's a very interesting thing. Might represent a system I have been to that have caused issues. That's my ship. Okay, hold on. Over here. So I'm going to get these because they give me words and help me to understand the Atlas better. That's going to take a little while to do this. You see that there's only 2 over here. Now, as we progress through the Atlas storyline, you're going to see that there's a lot more that pop up. This one should give us a word right here. Sometimes the outlying ones do. Okay, that's it. So apparently you only got the 2 words this time around. That's okay. What is that? Cool. So that's where they put the Corvette beaming in it. Interesting. I didn't know that. Alright, here we go. Grab your free warp nacelles. Warp cells. Let's speak to the geometric construct. You, the infinite, the sky. That's all we're getting out of it. Something traveler. The Atlas called me to this interface, and yet its purpose remains unclear. It demands worship. It demands obedience. It welcomes me. It knows what I am. It offers the gift of true understanding. But why? Why does such power and knowledge crave submission? It knows my thoughts before I know them myself. It knows what I will do. The Atlas asks me to follow its path. So we're going to accept, and we just need a pathfinder above to get that. So we got that. I'll accept this. The sky is deep and full of wonders, and the path to enlightenment opens to me. So this gives us the new product formula called the captured node. It only requires chromatic metal make. And as we progress, we're going to be given more and more items to make. Now, to find out where you stand, if you go to, it's catalog. It should tell you where your standing is in the universe. Milestones achieved 80, and if I'm not mistaken, overall journey I've made it to Galileo, which is the maximum milestone. The first one is Pathfinder. So basically it's just discoveries, discovering all the animals on a planet, making alien encounters, collecting words as you've gone along, the planetary zoology as I just discovered, space exploration, things like that, how many warps you've made, and things like that. All of these add up to milestones that you can achieve to get the overall journey of Galileo. So that's what you're trying to achieve here. Because I've reached Galileo, I should be able to do everything in the Atlas storyline, which we were told we have to make the star seed, right? We have to make that part of our person, if you will. So I'm going to keep growing. You see, I can make a captured nanode. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to build more than one of these. In the past, I've built 2. I'm actually going to build 3. Okay? I'm going to build 3 of them. Because I'm finding that to repair them, you need one. So I'm going to keep an extra one around in case I need to repair one. But if we do go through the center or something like that and go to a new galaxy, I am going to make sure I use a different ship. So I've got that broken down ship I just acquired, and I'll probably take it. So we'll see what happens. Okay, move on with our Atlas storyline now. Now this might be quicker than we thought. It's just going to be going from Atlas Station to Atlas Station. So we'll see how it goes. And Alex, yeah, okay, we've got to locate a new galaxy, new Atlas interface in the galaxy map. Here we go. And you see that it's taking me to another Atlas station. Follow the line, it'll take me to the closest one usually. But I do not see one, Sam I am. I don't see any Atlas stations. So maybe what I should do, we need some help. Let's get a little ways away from here. We're going to pull something in the Atlas doesn't really want to see, and they don't want to see the Atlas. But we're going to pull in the anomaly, and we're going to speak to Polo. Not necessarily Nada. We're going to speak to Polo, because Polo can help us find things. There we go. So you remember, Polo actually gives you access to something. When you talk to him, you notice that during the story mode, through the playthrough, Artemis, he kept offering other things that we could get information from him on. So let me show you. Always more to do. Oh yes, but not just now, friend. Go, be free, see the stars. You see, we can ask for Atlas Station coordinates or black hole coordinates. Well, guess what? Polo nods. Serious. They send coordinate data for an Atlas Station to my Starship computer. So guess what's going to happen? We're going to have access to a bunch of Atlas Stations. Not just one. All of them. So let's go ahead back into space and we'll check it out. So if you've been having trouble finding Atlas stations, talk to Polo. The game doesn't tell you to do that. Game doesn't tell you to do that. Well, now, let's find out, shall we? Let's take a look. I see black holes here and there. You can see them in the distance, the icons for them, but I don't see any Atlas stations anywhere. So let me take a look around. That's where I am, right? Yes, that's where I am. And I should see... Oh, it's on Free Explore. Atlas Station. Okay, that way. Looks like it's taking me this way. Okay, I'm going to call myself a liar here because I'm not seeing a whole bunch of Atlas stations. I'm seeing black holes everywhere. But I don't see Atlas stations anywhere. And I should see Atlas stations. Alright, let's take a jump to any system right now. And just see what happens. I'm just going to take a quick jump somewhere. See if I can clear up this mess, because it should be showing me Atlas stations. It could also be because I'm in Isentum, I don't know. It is because of that. I'll go ahead and scan the planet since I'm here. Temperate, huh? Very nice. Anyway, let's go back into the void. I see nothing. Okay. Except for this. Once again, this is not a system I've been to. Stable environment. I'm very curious. I want to go there. What is this icon? I mean, maybe some of you can drop it in the comments section if you haven't already. I've never seen that icon around a system before. I don't see anything going on. There's no battles. It's a nice planet there. It happens to be temperate. Looks like it's a paradise planet, and still the storm just started to crop up. There's a paradise planet. That's interesting. We'll take a peek at it, of course. We're here. We got to explore. We are a traveler. We always explore. Bountiful planet. I think that was all the planets, if I remember correctly. Alright, let's check out our paradise planet. Ancient bones on this one. I want to check it out on the daytime side, thank you. I'm very curious as to why that icon is appearing. That's really, really interesting. So there's our planet. It looks like it's just a green planet, no water. Let's see what it looks like when we get close. We'll have green grass, it looks like. At least that's something. Nice trees. And a purplish pink sky there. So for those of you who like pink skies, this might be the planet for you. This is an Isentum. There's your coordinates at the bottom left. Okay. And no reason for me to stay. Okay. So I might try something here. Let's go back into the area. See, they just popped up again. Unless those are trade routes. Those might be trade routes that are popping up. Interesting, except there's nothing there. Fascinating. Alright, why don't we do this? Let's go back to our home system. Actually, I could have just done this at any space station now that I think about it. Yeah, we'll go back to the space station here once we arrive. And we're going to take it to the Euclid Galaxy and just see if it makes any difference. Because while this should have been quick and we should be seeing Atlas stations all over the place, or systems with an Atlas station in it, I'm not seeing that. Prime parking. This parking space is named Sean. The one to the side over there is named Murray. There we we go. So we're going to go back to our alpha base, right? This brings us back to Euclid. We'll take off and we'll do one more journey out into the void and see what we can find. Take me out to the black. Okay, do we have any difference in Atlas? I don't see any Atlas stations. This is crazy. I mean, I see the black holes and everything like that. I wonder if for some reason it's malfunctioning, maybe? All right. Let's make another trip over to Polo. The silence is due to my puzzlement, in case you're wondering. Why is he... Is there something wrong with my audio? No. Haven't muted my microphone. I'm literally thinking about this. None of this is scripted. You guys should know that by now with me. I know a lot of folks, they do videos and they do the voiceovers on the videos as they've played them. And I don't do that. I rarely do that. I've had to do it a couple times just because of poor audio. But I don't do it normally because I like it to be real. It's to be in the real, if you will. Alright, Polo, you let me down. What's going on? Always more to do, oh yes, but just now my friend go for yeah. Atlas stations, can you do this for me? Okay, and just in case, I'm going to ask for the black hole coordinates. Okay. Track a black hole, locate a black hole. Let's see. Let's look at the log. Ah, hold on a second here. Let's go back to Atlas. So, did it give me that option? No, it didn't. Okay. Menu X. Systems with Atlas stations are marked with a special icon. Okay, well, let's see what we can do. Because as much as we can track to a black hole, we're definitely not finding any Atlas stations unless for some reason there are none floating around. Which would be very odd, because I know I've seen more than a few. Okay. There's one right there, for crying out loud. Alright, so I don't know what happened. Maybe it was on a different mission in the log? Let's see what happens here. And we should continue with this. It should take us on a path that's going to go to station to station to station at this point. Okay. But they all tell a story, and we have to get all the words, as many words as we can. And with all the translation units I have on me, I've got 4 of them. I'm hoping that I'll understand more. We shall see what happens. So you'll notice that there are a couple to each side. I just got 1 word. I just got another word. Good. Another word. There we go. That's what should be going on. You see how fast my running is charged back up again? Takes a long time to go through all the running juice, if you will, and then suddenly This one usually gives one. Not always, but usually. See, it's already recharged. Alright, I think that's it. I think that's all of them. Yeah, looks like it. Okay, so we got a few more words out of it. Those are always cool. Okay, warp fuel. Okay, here we go. Endless. The ends. We don't have any idea what they're saying. Great. Something and something, something and something, something, something. Another Atlas interface. How many of these constructs exist in the deep void? How long have we been slumbering, waiting for a traveler? Have they been expecting me? Am I somehow chosen? The Atlas crafted this existence, the Gek, the Viking, the Korvax, the stars that fill the skies, and the hatred that burns within the deep. Every world that turns and every form that lives, the Atlas offers it all. Consent. I take the gift of knowledge, create certain in my decision, all doubts are silenced, the stars await me. So we have our englobed shade, which require the captured nanode and 100 pure ferrite each. Just always changes out your, increases your health. There we go. 3 of those. Let's go on. Now hopefully it works properly this time and we'll get the next in the line. As you come upon your ship here, go up in the air, you can access it. If you run into the back of it, sometimes you can't get in your ship. You're not close enough to the cockpit, so get your jetpack a little bit. Alrighty. Here we go. Ah, red line. You notice it has a red line now? Perfect. So there's our next Atlas station. Now it's working. I was wondering why it wasn't working before. It didn't make any sense. I want to say there's 16 of these, but something tells me there was 12. So that's 2. Okay. Now I wonder if it would be quicker with a Corvette, per se, for landing and taking off, because you land outside the station and teleport in. Alright. Notice we have a few more spots to run around and grab words. Let's go over here. One all the way over here. Okay, gave a word, that's the important part. Like setting by itself, almost like it is broken. Again, this is a necessary part of it, so if you guys haven't done this part, as much as I'd like to cut it out, again, keeping it real. Alright, I think that's it. Got a wrong one on the top. Okay, yeah, looks like we got everything. Okay, good. Down we go. Light. Love that. Grab our warp cells. Okay, what do you have to say? The something of reality, something and something. Something's on. Okay, the blah blah blah, you blah blah blah. I was born with everything I needed to explore these worlds. My exosuit, my ship, every tool and every impulse led me to scan and give name to whatever I could find. But this, I can give no name to what I see. Within the orb I see worlds that never were. I see the stirring of something primal and undeniable. I see the death cry of a god. Or something approaching it. It wants me to persist in this journey, seeking fragments of its interface, the stones of the Atlas. It rejoices in my repetition, my compliance, my cloud of unknowing. Concede. I will commit myself to the voyage. In all things I am ready. I will not falter. Okay, we got the new spheric orb. Okay, this time we need ionized cobalt, which I think we have enough to do all three. Let's find out. Yep, we got it. Good deal. I think last time I did a playthrough, I did 2 each, like I said, and I learned that, yeah, I actually need 3. So, I will continue to do that every time now. Off we go. Next. As soon as we exit, gotta get far enough out before you can engage your hyperdrive. Okay. There we go, right here. Because it kicks you out of hyperspace at every single location here, at the Atlas, you should not run into any battles. Okay. So this will be number 4. I've noticed that every station seems to have more of the little orbs in the ground. Got a word? Box, but that was kind of small. Good. Oh, there was one in there I didn't see. Good. Okay, let's get the one on the center of the platform over here. Okay. Another word, good. Got a lot of words this time. One last one. Okay, and this time I'm just going to go straight to the platform. And walk across our lit up spots. Okay, this one doesn't give me any warp cells. Oh, it's a creepy one. Nothing. Fear nothing. The something cannot be something. This is something you are. I feel the stirring of heresy within my mind. At each interface, an Atlas stone awaits me. I am driven to gather them, but to what end? Why does the omnipotent require my prayer? What is wrong with the heart of existence, that its creator requires this pilgrimage, this dance of grinding stones? Cassini or above? I answer the question. I will not turn away from the challenge. The Atlas guides me, and I will answer its call. Dark matter, this time requiring only 5 magnetized ferrite. So this one, there we go. Okay. I love the picture of that. I've always liked that one, and I want to get a different picture than I normally have. That looks like it'd be perfect for this particular run. There we go. I just want to line it up as close as I can to centered. There we go. Alright. So, you're probably going to see that, well, you already know by now that it is my thumbnail for the episode. So we've had 4 stations. And we're 35 minutes in. We really kind of started at about 15 minutes ago. So we've gotten 3 more stations in that time, but I expect that it'll go a little quicker. And like I said, if it's 12 stations, we should finish within the hour. There we go. Next station. Or next system, I should say. Okay. Oh, hyperdrive has no fuel. How odd. That just doesn't happen to me. Where's my hyperdrive? There it is. Let's use one of you. Hey, cleared up a spot. Oh yeah, all the metal plates from when I was building. I forgot about that. Anyway. Off we go. There we go. And we're coming. Even the ship looks like it's edging as glowing red. I like that. That's pretty cool. One of these days I'm actually going to try to run around inside one of these. See how far I can get. Alright. A lot of these things around this time. Let's go do this side first. One of those gave me a word. Look at all the little orbs in the ground. Ship. Word return. I always used to think that all the translation units gave you extra words for each one that you learned. But it turns out that it's only for when you're communicating with somebody, when it's actually translating, that it adds or tries to fill in more words in the communication, the dialogue that you've got going on. Words that you don't know. But it randomizes, so it's not the correct thing every time. Let's go over there and catch these. Always sounds like a drop of water, right? And if you think about language, it is kind of a drop of water in a bucket. Just see something real quick because, yep, there is one more up here. I missed. There we go. It's in a different spot than I'm used to. All light up bright. I love it. And this is pretty cool. So if you look at the picture up there, it's the 3 races. Left is the Gek, center is the Korvax, right is the Vy'keen. They're unmistakably obvious. So what is this? Something, no purpose. Bring it to us while there is such and such time. While there is still time, probably, is what that means. When I dream, I see the Atlas. When I see the Atlas, I am the dream. I see sentinels swarm through universes like an infection emerging from a world of glass. Everything is happy there. Everything will live. I see the portals. I see the travelers that walk between them. You notice travelers just 2 L's here? Anyway. I see the travelers that walk between them. I see the span of history. I see everything as the Atlas sees it. Alone. Abandoned. Terrified. But what power could instill fear in the heart of the Almighty? It asks for something. It wants to show that I understand. Okay. Kepler above. I have become the Harbinger, the Pathfinder, the Seeker of Ways. Through me, the universe will know itself. Wow, that is a profound statement right there, folks. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody dropped it in a comment someplace. I have become the Harbinger, the Pathfinder, the Seeker of Ways. Through me, the universe will know itself. Fascinating. Okay, we get Dawn's End. This one requires 25 chromatic metal for each of them. So let's go in here and make that. There we go. Dawn's End is complete. Let's move on. Was that 5 or 6? I don't recall now. Well, next system, here we come. So you'll notice that there's not a lot needed in regards to your multi-tool. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch out my multi-tool for a cheap one, just in case. Because I think we do another reset, or we do another center of the galaxy run at this point, and it actually resets things again. I don't remember. I always get a lot of these mixed up, so. Okay. That's actually a nice multi-tool. I don't know if I want to screw with that. Let's see, how about you? Yep, that'll work. Grab these. Yeah, the more of these orbs are here, see, we're getting word after word now. The more you have, the more chances you get of getting words. Oh, there's 3 over there. 4. Another one, good. Anything in here? Got it. Aid. Capable. If. Close. All right. Oh, that was one more. Becoming. This one over here. Now, whoops. Oh, right off the edge of that. That's pretty cool, isn't it, though? The Atlas itself. Let's see what we got. Expel all Nicua, none return. Beyond the cascade and the something, there is only something. The act of discovery for discovery's sake now seems like a foolish conceit. I have rejected the path of the itinerant. I have rejected the call of the stars. Only the Atlas matters now. With each encounter, I feel as if I understand a little more. All of us are what we are. Evil arrives in the individual, and goodness is not enough. True greatness lies in sorrow, in the embrace of what we must become. Conform. There has never been any other choice than this one. I go on. We go on. Eternal, forever searching. Get the photic jade. Requires copper this time. Okay. Let's try that again. I did it again. It's okay. We got this. Don't worry. There we go. I don't know why I was having trouble with that. You have to ignore me. Really cool looking, though, isn't it? I used to like taking a picture of every single one of them. Now I just get like 1 or 2. Call it a day. Okay, here we go. Okay, so we're on photic jade. So there's 2 things we need. We need a star seed, and we needed one other item. Can't remember what it is. I know a bunch of you are probably going to be, all right, at the such and such, at the 45-minute mark. No, let's hold off. Wait. Don't go putting a comment in yet. Better if we don't know right now. A remembrance, that was what it was. Starseed and a remembrance. But whatever we do, even if this runs over an hour, I don't have a problem with it. Episodes in the future will be a little bit longer, of course, dealing with other things. But we're coming to the close of the playthrough is what it is. And we want to just get to the other planets and stuff like that, but I think we need the remembrance before we proceed further, so get some meaning out of that. That's good. Let's go this way. Into there. Okay, let's take these. Never. Fragments. Away. Thought that we would have had that word. Lies. Follow. Sanctuary. Inescapable. Night. Four. Sands. Two more left. Okay. Storms. Okay, here we go. Bring us meaning if you are capable. See, we're starting to understand it a lot more. What is learned can never be unlearned. I'm afraid that I have seen too much. There are glimpses, half-remembered visions of a time before time. I see the birth of the first star. I see the things that dwelt within it, the eyes that watched. I see what the Atlas saw at the moment of its activation. Okay, let's think about that for a second. Hold on. Birth of the first star, the things that dwelt within it, the eyes that watched. I see what the Atlas saw at the moment of its activation. I wonder. A little bit of a glimpse of light, no fire, maybe. Atlas stones are not stones. This station is not a station. I am not what I think I am. I'm not even sure that I exist. The Atlas does not care. The Atlas demands its threnody. Its repetition sublime. Alright guys, someone give me the definition of threnody, okay? That's not a word that we use commonly today. Matter of fact, forget that. Looking it up myself. So, threnody, huh? Defined, it's called a lament. A brooding threnody to urban desolation. The Atlas demands its lament. Its repetition sublime. Very interesting. Learned a new word today, guys. Everybody can go home. Submit. I silence my fears and renew my dedication to the path. Only the voyage matters. The destination calls to me. Okay, we get state faciure. Requires cadmium this time, which I'm glad I gathered extra. Pretty sure I did. We'll find out in a minute. Did. Good. We have a state faciure. Let's head out of this one and on to the next one. How many have we done? 8? 9? I don't remember. Losing track. Off we go. All right. This way this time, huh? Let's see. Nope, not you. You. Remkosel. There's our next one. I like it, the space station. The difference looks like an X on the planet. It's funny. Right here. You are here. I still see that in the Atlas stations. It still puts you wherever it decides. Alright, anything under there? We are at the maximum density of these things, I think, at this point, so now it's just a matter of gathering the words. Still. With. I'm gonna go underneath because there was one that was here. Okay. Silence. Shift. Serves. Delay. Clarity. Doubt. See? Wonder how many of you didn't know you could get the words this way. Leave. Shall. Merge. Before. Anything else? One more. Existence. Is that everything? Did we get the one up here? No, we did not. Question. Okay. Down we go. Also pretty cool. Alright. You shall see something, our eyes. You shall be something, we are. You shall see through our eyes, you shall be who we are. Like we are, maybe. Do not something, all something something are yours. I have become the servant of this ancient sentience. It guides me through the cosmos, ever searching, never deviating. Have others come before me? Have others faltered upon the path of the Atlas? Only in ending will revelation arise. Resistance will not be permitted. The Atlas wishes for me to know what it is like to create. It wishes to share some portion of its being. I sense that it cares deeply about this journey, that it is trying to show me something it cannot articulate through word or demonstration. Yield. I have no choice but to proceed. This is destined. It is the program. I have always been searching, and I cannot falter. Okay, we get the Novae Reclaimant. This requires emerald this time. I feel like we used that before. Oh, we don't have enough emerald. Crap. Okay, so we need more emerald to make the third one. So this is where you get a little bit of a problem. We need to get some emerald, because I want to finish that out, and it's good to have extra emerald. I seem to have used emerald to build something else, did I not? Maybe it was an item in my ship. I don't remember now. Let me check the system we're in. Is it emerald by any chance? Copper. Okay. We have to go to a green system before the next Atlas. Okay. So the next atlas is that way. Let's see, there's a couple green systems on the way. This looks like one. That looks like one. Let's go to this one. It's uninhabited. It'll make it a little bit easier for us to get in and out of there. There we go. Activated emerald. A little bit off. Activated emerald. Oh my gosh, I hope we have a planet here that has emerald. But you. Ah, crap. Hate when you drift right off of it just for a second and it has to reset. Emerald it is. Frothing planet. It's hot. Emerald, gold, and salt. Got high security, but it is not aggressive, so we should be okay. No storms at the moment. I know, here's where a Corvette would come in really handy, right? Slow down, my friend. That's copper. That might be emerald. Could be salt. We don't know. Find out in a moment. It is salt. I thought so. Unfortunately, that's what happens. Salt. Salt. Emerald, finally. Okay, good. And it looks like we have ourselves a anomalous animal. So if you want yourselves a bubble, you can get one here. And it should be the only one there. So I'll go ahead and just claim it. Just 250 nanites, but nanites are nanites. You look through here on these planets, you occasionally might see some question marks. I don't see any at the moment, but we'll see. Question marks are a gatherable, I think that's one right there, actually. No, I don't think it is. It's a gatherable glitch, if you will, that you then can use as a decoration for your base. There, right there. Those question marks, that's what you're looking at. As you walk up to them, just use your center mouse button, pick up the bubble clusters. There we go. So I got 2 glitches that I've gathered. Alright, let's bring in my ship. This looks like a fairly decent... Oh, ha ha ha. Couldn't understand why that wasn't working. Okay, there we go. And of course it's depleted. I recharged everything else but that. I used a lot of the silicate that I had with base building. Actually, this deposit doesn't look like it's completely clear. Yeah, see the silicate powder pops up, so it's about 90%. Roll. Okay, so we got over 100. That should help us make it, but you know what? We depleted our uranium, and frankly I would like to have some more. I'm pretty sure that you would feel the same way if this was your character you were using up all your resources for. So I'm going to take a moment and gather up as much of this stuff as I can. As we get to the bottom of the resource here, we'll go ahead and switch to the medium setting and clean it out the rest of the way. A lot of graphic glitches going on. It makes me worry sometimes about the game. You know, I have been getting a notification that's a possibility my graphics driver might need to be updated. But I haven't seen the game update itself in a while, and it makes me do wonder what might be happening. So, we shall see. We shall see. Wow, that's a pretty good deposit. A lot deeper than I expected it to be. Alright. We're getting there. See, the bottom is just about opening up there. It's nice to have nobody attacking us, though. Alright, I think that's good. Switching to medium. And we'll clean it all out now, and I'll pick up some extra silicate. This is how I usually do these deposits, just so you know. I usually just clear them out. A lot of people have different methods for doing so, carving a line down down the middle and things like that. I go all over it and clean it out in a more even fashion, if you will, by cleaning out the center a little bit, getting rid of the bowl portion of things and stuff like that. So that's about what I do. All right. Okay. That should do it. Okay. Oh, gotcha. All right, how much do we got? 724. Aha. There we go. All right, and we'll put that in our ship. That's what I usually do. And we're on our way. Go on to the next Atlas station, and we are just over an hour now, so we should be coming close to the end of the Atlas run. There we go. I want to say there's only a couple more of these to make, and that's it. Fleet arrived. See, it's giving me updates on my expedition. So far, nobody's had any problems, so that's a good thing. Hear the words of the Atlas. Okay. In order to do that, I need more words. Let's see if I can get around the ship. Hey, it worked. Anything under there? No. Okay, go on to this way. Awaits. Wonder. One of these usually get one. Unfolds. Let's go through the center. Probable. Worlds. Come on now. Denied. Hesitate. Oh, I missed one in here. Ashen. Song. Odd word. Endure. Void. Scattered. Grant. Like granting an audience. Okay, should be the last one. Okay. Okay, good deal. Here we go. There is no sanctuary, only communion. Close now, or I think it means you're close now. I am close to the end. There you are. The truth of the universe is fire. The soul is light. I am the experiment and the observer, all creation constructed for my journey. I see the universe around me, and I know that it is good. I see the universe around me, and I know that I shall create my own. Succumb. Not long now, not far to go. The stars beckon with cold fire, and I rush to meet them soon, very soon. We get modified quanta, and I just realized how we can figure this out. Let me move you over here. Indium, which we just got plenty of. If you go in here, catalog, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's how many you got. So this, I think, is the milestone before Galileo, and I think that's where we are right now. I think we have one more to go. So, here we go. Switched over to my multi-tool, didn't I? Yeah, I gotta switch back to normal. You probably already recognize that too. Alright, here we go. I think this is the last one. Almost sure. Now, I don't know if I can change out my ship, but again, I don't know if I'm going to be rebooting the universe again. I don't quite remember, but we'll find out here. Sure is a lot of red out here. Alright, where are we here? Okay, good. You notice I'm always going in the same direction. It's just a habit. Ah! Stuck. There we go. Alright, let's get these words. Words. One of these will have a word. Languor. Toward. Understanding. Explore. Creation. Restitution. Okay, I don't think these have any, but check them anyway. Oh, bind. We got one. Gift. Perfection. Life. Good one. Enlightenment. Horizon. Learn. Last one. Okay. We're done. I like to get my lighting pads. Here we go. Okay. Here we go. Do not turn away. Know our inescapable truth and despair. The final interface is revealed. The Atlas beckons. I am elated, terrified, broken. I have come so very far. It wishes for me to obey, I'm really threw that out the window. Let me try that again. It wishes for me to obey. If I am to hold the power of creation, it will be in chains. Obey. Magellan, as you noticed. We still have one more to go, Galileo. I am enslaved to the imitation of life. Got Heart of the Sun. See, assemble Atlas seeds 9 of 10, so we did Heart of the Sun. Let's go ahead and do that. Requires gold this time, which we happen to have. All right. I think we have one more to go. Approach the first seed chamber. Okay, that's going to be in the next unit. Hold on. One more jump to make. Galaxy map, one more time, and jump. Now what I might do is I might leave one as Heart of the Sun, just to play it safe. Ah, this be a little different. And you notice there's no nanodes anywhere. There's none of those little balls around the outside that I have to go after, so we will ignore them. Okay, so this is the seed chamber, as it's called. Look familiar? Alright, here we go. So we're going to be making a new world, so to speak. Alright, the plinth resonates, pulling my knowledge of its atlas seed from my mind. The spirit of the captured nanode belongs here, so we whisper the seed's name. We used to have to provide the seeds at one time. Once that raises up, this one becomes active. The plinth resonates. Again, same thing. This time it's the englobed shade. Nuospheric orb. Okay. Dark matter. Dawn's Edge. Pretty wild, isn't it? Bodic Jade. State Facier. Novae Reclaimant. Or Reclamant. Could be. I say Reclaimant. And Modified Quanta. And the final, clarity, truth, something, don't understand the last words. I stand at the interface of the Atlas, I stand at the Forge of Worlds. This is how it showed me what it was. This is how the Atlas shared the knowledge of its life, the workings of its mind. And it never required prayer, it never required worship. All that it asked of me, all that it ever wanted, it was just input. It was just a user. I can feel the seeds, their hidden knowledge, gravitating towards the interface's core. The void is meant to be filled. Nothingness yearns for a soul. If I do this, a star will be born. If I do this, I will become more than I ever thought possible. So, we could walk away and return to the galaxy, but I'm going to go ahead and birth a new star with one heart of the sun. There is nothing, and then there is everything. I see a star blaze to life within the void, the spread of life, planets, creatures, to give it meaning. For a moment, I am as the Atlas is. For a moment, I am the creator of worlds. The fabric of time and space stands revealed to me, black holes swarming from system to system. The Atlas screams. And we now have the starseed. So, you know what? I think this deserves a great picture. Look at that. That is a beautiful picture. Okay, so let's check. Atlas Eternal. So it looks like we have finished the Atlas storyline. Atlas Eternal, the way this works is it's a new thing that they introduced to the storyline that allows you to come back to the Atlas frequently, and you drop off discoveries that you have in your catalog. That's it. That's all that is. And it's actually pretty cool to do that. So you've learned that the Atlas is just a computer that wanted a user. That's all it is. So let's make our starseed real quick. Hang on a second. Can I make the starseed? Was I given a starseed? I wasn't given it. I should see starseed in here. Captured nanode. Hang on a second here. I thought it was given to me as a reward. I do not see it though. Oh, wait a minute. Ha 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 ha. To go up here. Yeah, there it is. You see it in my install technology. Starseed. Starseed is now installed. So now the next thing we can do is we should be able to do a remembrance. There it is, the remembrance. Made out of one heart of the sun, that's why you did a second one, and platinum. Or else you'd have to make them all over again. So there you go. So I now have a remembrance, and I have a starseed. So we did it. Atlas storyline is now complete. So we can move on now, and we're going to do a little bit of searching around because, like I said, we still don't have access to the purple systems, and I don't know why. So I'm going to look into that and see if there's maybe something I'm missing here. I'm sure somebody else has already figured it out, is probably typing it furiously right now. Here we go. Okay, so we could go to the galaxy map and look for another Atlas interface. There really isn't any reason to do so. Before I hit hyperspace, what I'm going to do is I'm going to head towards the space station. Take a look. Let's just see if anything changes. Nope, nothing different. So we do not see any purple systems here, unless I've already gotten them. Nope. Nope. I mean, it can come up as dissonant, but there is nothing to show. I don't have access to the gas giants and stuff like that. So I've got a little bit of a ways to go, I think, until I can get there. So let's go back to our... I'm gonna go around the side of the station. To our freighter. And we'll end where we began. We're in the Murray location there. Murray parking space. You know something? Before we do, I just thought of this. This episode is getting a little bit long in the tooth. Let's do one more thing, and I want to show you something regarding the remembrance. So if you're wondering about the Atlas passes and stuff like that, let me see if I can find an abandoned system. When you look through here, as long as you have combat and economy hooked up, you're looking for a system that says it's like Corvax or GEC or something like that, but then it has a bunch of question marks. Like something ain't quite right here. Not blank like that, data unavailable, but you will get data unavailable or unknown data or something like that. Let me see if I can find one. They're hard to find these days. They used to be much easier to find. In a different galaxy, they might be easier. You see what I mean? It's very difficult to find these. I remember back in the day, you used to be able to find these like frequently. Like any grouping of stars used to have a few of them. Several of them, in fact. Like this whole grouping, there would be at least a half a dozen of them in here. But with the advent of the new storylines and stuff like that, I think they had to repurpose a lot of these to be actual galaxies. A lot of pirate-controlled systems, I noticed. Let's go out a ways. Now I'm beginning to wonder if they even exist anymore. But I know they mustn't. Not exist, that is, because we've had expeditions based on abandoned systems. So, and we can choose that as well. We can choose an abandoned galaxy if we wish. Wow, this is just, I'm out of jump range now. Go figure. This is unreal. I shouldn't be able to... I should have found at least one by now. Oh, we're in Euclid. And I know I'm flitting through these really quick, but you get used to seeing things and your eyes should be able to catch it. And you know, it's funny, it's trying to keep on a steady stream of consciousness while we're looking is a little bit taxing. Wow. Maybe they got rid of them and it's in favor of abandoned systems at this point? Let me try something here. Hold on. Life form, conflict, economy, no filter. Okay, life form, conflict, economy. Let's see what happens. Whoa, okay. I didn't mean to hit that button, but that's okay. So blue has nothing. Purple has something. And nothing. That's interesting. Blue has something. I'm on economy. Okay. Yellow. Okay. Red. Nothing. Interesting. Sounds like the kid next door, the youngest, is in the vehicle honking the horn. Yeah, I don't believe this. I'm actually shocked. I should be able to find at least one system that is... There it is. Finally. My gosh. So there you go. This one happens to say it's Viking race, but it says economy data unavailable and then conflict data unavailable. So this is an abandoned system. So we're going to go ahead into this system here. And it's not always or could be an abandoned system. You can go into any space station. Well, it used to be any space station. Now that I think about it, it's only going to be the abandoned space stations. My gosh. Is that how far we've got? Yeah. Anyway, because the abandoned space stations were more plentiful, if you will. Now, if you start a save in an abandoned system, that might be easier to deal with because then you can find these stations like this on a regular basis. And then you can complete out a storyline, if you will. So just to give you an idea, and we're not going to go through this because obviously this is going to be very difficult to find any stations like this. Head up to either one of the openings, if you will. And head down a hallway. Like this. And you'll see it requires an Atlas pass. And this one requires a version 3, okay, which I happen to have. Once you get in here, you can find some neat stuff. Like it might have some racks of things that you can get, you know, research specimen. Every now and then you'll run into a computer that'll say requires a remembrance. to get knowledge of. This one does not, unfortunately. So there's nothing here for me. You know I'm going to do this. Got to do it while we're here, right? Let's go to the other side. There is one more room, but I don't know if it'll have anything. Usually it's going to be very similar to the one you just were in. There can be a map floating around. It might just be a room with a wall. It could be any number of things. Also version 3. Yeah, just find some items. That's about it. Okay. This is just stuff at this point. Yay, projectile ammunition. Alright. So no computers in here. Usually you'll find a computer terminal on a wall or in the center of the map, and it will give you some actual, using the remembrance, it'll give you some details towards something regarding the storyline of the Atlas, some background to it. And it's actually pretty cool, and I do recommend checking it out because, and all I can say is this, I don't want to give you a spoiler here, but there is some really neat things you're going to hear it say. And it's going to be like, oh crap, isn't that the coolest thing in the world? You're going to be really shocked by the things you find out. So, why did I exit? Told you I want to go back to my freighter, right? And I'm not pulling my freighter here. I'd rather go to it where it's located. Dummy. Alright. Well, as we proceed back, I am going to start my ending spiel, and I want to thank you all for being here. Of course, hit the like, hit the sub, and we will see you again in the next episode. We're kind of running out of things to do here. Of course, I went to the wrong side. Running out of things to do here because there is only so much left. But if there is another episode to this series, it will be to get the dissonant worlds to pop up. So, okay, there we go. Station terminus. Stop. The EPS stopped calling me Shirley. Okay. And we're going to call this done. Yep, we gotta get those worlds. The autophage aren't quite done with me yet, and I think it requires me to do a couple of warp jumps and then something else. So I'm gonna hold off. He was standing literally right in front of it and he wouldn't let me out. It's funny. Alright, let's get the save point. No, not the first aid, save point. Alright, we're done. None of our ships have returned. They're still on their missions, and I don't have any issues going on, I don't think. Yep, nothing going on. So we'll go back to New Beginnings for now. We might track a black hole in the next episode or something like that. Not that it really makes a difference. But very interesting, right? So we are pretty much finished with this storyline unless we can find out more. Let's see what happens, huh? Guys, thank you again. Take care. We'll see you again next time.